Welcome guys, today we are going to be doing 9709 Paper 1 May-June 2024. So let's begin. The first question is usually related to quadratic equations. So this one is quite simple. It's 2 marks. Let's solve this. Three y squared minus 12y minus 50. So you have to write it in this form, taking 3 common and finding the values of a and b that are constants. Let's take 3 common. We are left with y squared minus 4y minus 50 outside the bracket. Because we also need a b. We can take 3 common, but it would just complicate the whole process. 3 into y minus 4y. Using completing square method, we find that a 2 square should be added to complete the square, and we're going to also subtract it because we are making a change in the equation that was originally not there. 3 into y minus 2 square minus 4 minus 15. So 3 into y minus 2 square minus 12 minus 15. Simple mathematics, guys, do the subtraction is just minus 27. That is our final answer. A is equal to minus 2. What's the minus sign given? And B is equal to minus 27. Let's check our answer in real time. A is minus 2 and B is minus 27. And yes, we get 2 marks. Hence, find the exact solutions of this following equation. 3 marks. So if you see, like, this is a part B of question number 1. So I see that there's a similarity between these both equations. Like if I replace, let x squared be my y again, okay? So it's going to be 3y squared minus 12y minus 15, which is equal to 0. So this means that we're having the same equation as before, and we can just write it in this simple form that we just derived. So it's going to be 3y minus 2 squared minus 27 is equal to 0. Taking 27 to the other side, y minus 2 squared is equal to 27. Okay, y minus 2 squared is equal to 9. Taking the square root, y minus 2 is equal to plus minus 3. Why plus minus 3, guys? Because minus 3 squared is also equal to 9, and 3 squared is also equal to 9. Plus 3. So that's why we have a plus minus 3. Now we have y minus 2 is equal to plus 3, and y minus 2 is equal to minus 3. Now taking minus 2 to the other side, y is equal to 3 plus 2, 5. Y is equal to minus 3 plus 2 is equal to minus 1. But at the start of the equation, I said let x squared is equal to y. So now we're going to replace y with x squared is equal to 5 and x squared is equal to minus 1. Now doing the square root to eliminate this square here. X is equal to plus minus square root of 5. But if we do a square root of negative 1, we will get an answer as math error in our calculators, which is due to this being a complex number. Minus 1 is a complex number, which is iota, and they asked for exact solutions, not complex numbers. So, not possible because this would be complex and we just need the exact solutions. Hence, x is equal to plus 5 square root of 5 and x is equal to minus square root. Let's check the answer. Okay, great. Great, let's go forward. Question 1 is done. Question 2, a graph question. This is related to trigonometry, which is quite easy, but you need a little bit understanding. So they're saying that this graph shows 2 curves, okay? Okay, and 2 curves. So this one is y is equal to sine x, and this curve is y is equal to f of x. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to find two further transformations required. Okay. The first graph is reflected in x-axis. Okay, it's reflected. Yeah, I can see it's reflected. How I can see it reflected? This was positive. This curve is negative. If it wasn't reflected, it should have been the same way, but it's not, meaning it is reflected. So what two other transformations could be there? 4 marks, guys. If you understand the concept, you can do this easily. Actually, this is like 2 chapters together. Chapter 2, in which we understood transformation in our book, and chapter 5, in which we use trigonometry. So it's quite easy if you understand it. If I see it, I can, just by seeing the graph, I can tell that this graph has been stretched. In which axis? That's the question. If I draw a line like the rest line, if you have read about waves in physics, this is my wave. This is my wave, okay? So there is this line. This thing is called 1 lambda, and then we have this thing. This is called the line of rest, and this is the line from which the highest values are same, the distance between this and this known as the amplitude. So if you see in this graph similarly, in the first one, sine x, the amplitude is 1. But if you try to draw a rest line for this thing, it is 3. That means that my graph has been multiplied by a factor of 3 in the y-axis. Why the y-axis? Because it's been stretching like this and not like this. It is not stretched like this. So it has been stretched by a factor of 3. So we're going to write a stretch in y-axis by a factor of 3. This is worth 2 marks because 4 marks and we are writing 2 transformations, so this 1 point is worth 2 marks. So you have to write the complete sentence. Now what is the next part? Now you have to find another transformation, which is so if you see this graph again, if I say that it is reflected, okay, reflection is done. Reflection is done. Then my stretching is also done. What other transformation could be done? Okay, let's see. If I do reflection, it would be like this. And if I do the stretching, it should be -3. Because if it was reflected, it would have been -1, like this. I'm not drawing a complete graph. Try to understand this concept. It was 1 here. Reflection in the x-axis means that the graph is just changing its y values. The positive turns to negative, the negative turns into positive in the y-axis only. The x values remain the same. So if you see this, it should be -1, and then during the stretch of 3, we multiply -1 with 3. So -1 into 3 is -3. It should have been here, but it is on -5, meaning that it has been translated in the y-axis because it is moving down, not left and right. So it is translated in y-axis by 0 -2. This is the way we write the factor for translation. So let's go and check the answer. It is stretch factor 3 in y-axis and translation. Okay, great. We get 4 marks. Now we have to express f of x in terms of this. In this question, which is 2 marks, they're just asking us to do all these transformation on y is equal to sine x. So how do we do it? Y is equal to sine x, but we have to change it into f of x. How we do it? Now, confusion. X-axis comes first, y-axis comes first. Well, in y and x-axis, you can do either of them first. If you take x-axis first, do all the translations of x-axis first, and then go to y-axis. And if you want to do y-axis first, you can do it. There is no problem. The problem is when we are doing the y-axis and there are lots of transformations. So let's take x-axis first. It's just reflection. Reflection means changing the whole equation to negative, meaning the x value remains the same, but the whole function becomes negative. So f of x is equal to minus sine x. Now we have a problem. Should we write the stretching first or the translation first? Well, there's a trick that I use for the remembering which comes first: stretch, reflect, or translate. So it is SRT Demon. Okay, this is a car and also my favorite car by Dodge. It is SRT Demon, which means stretch, reflect, translate downwards within the y-axis. So now we know the sequence, meaning that we have to do the stretching first. Let's put 3 here. In y-axis, when the stretching is when the stretching is done, it is done on the whole equation. Now we are left with translation. Just put a -2 here, and we are done. That's it. This is the 2 marks. You just need to write this thing for 2 marks. So let's see. -3 sine x -2. No marks awarded if extra terms seen. Okay, so this is great. 3 marks, guys. Try to understand the concept in your class. Now we have something from expansion series, chapter number 6. A coefficient of x cubed in the expansion. Okay, no. Okay, find the value of a. 2 marks. Okay. The value of constant a. Okay, so instead of expanding this whole expansion, which is going to take quite a long time for us, and we have 1 hour 50 minutes to solve this paper, and I think it has 20 pages, meaning 11 or 12 questions. So let's just try to find the x cubed term. And how do we do it? We know we have something here, which is a combination. Then we have something with 3, and then we have something with ax. And then we have the answer as 160 x cubed. I'm writing it as whole. So now we need to find this something, this, and this. But let's do it with once. It's x cubed. That means that x should have a power of 3, meaning that this thing is 3. Meaning that this thing is by every chance 3. Now what is this? This thing is always the power that is given, which is 6. Just write 6. Okay. Now 2 things are left to find out. The power for 3 and the power that we're going to write here, the value. So the overall power, if I add the power that I write here and the power that is here, should be equal to 6, meaning that 3 and this should also be 3, because 3 plus 3 is 6. And what do we write here? You can write the term that the power of this value or the power of this value. The answer is same. It does not matter. Let me just show you. For this, it doesn't matter. Let me do, okay, let's just forget it. It doesn't matter because it's same, but it also wouldn't matter if it was different, because if this, for example, let's say we are doing 6 to the power of 6 combined 4. Okay, 6c4. It is 15. Now 6c2 is also 15, guys. Let me show you. So it doesn't matter. You can write any power you want. This one or this one. It doesn't matter. But just write one. Okay, don't complicate it. Now let's solve it. 6c3 is 20. 20 into 3 cube, which is 27, into a cube into x cube should be equal to 160. X cube cancels with x cube because we are multiplying. In multiplying, we can do the cancellation. 22 and 27 is 0. 540. A cube is equal to 160. 0 cancels with 0. A cube is equal to 60 over 54. Let me do it. 20 into 27. So 54 divided by 16. 16 divided by 8 over 27. A cube is equal to 8 over 27. A is equal to 2 over 3. There's a no plus minus sign is just equal to 2 over 3. Final answer, it is A is equal to 2. Checking the solution, yes, A is equal to 2 over 3. Okay. You have to show the working. If it's, even though it's 2 marks, you have to show this whole working. Now, okay, we are supposed to find in this expansion. Okay, let's do this. It's a 3-mark question. How much space do we? We are not going to expand this whole expansion because it's too time taking and it's going to take too much space. So let's just use some common sense that we have. Probably all of us has it. So what do we need? We need x cubed, meaning that anything that I multiply with these two should be giving me an answer of x cubed. So what would I multiply with this simple number 1? An x cubed. And what is the coefficient of x cubed? We have already found it in the previous part, which is 160x cubed. Just write 160. Let me just write it here. 160x cubed. There's going to be 1, 2, 3 dots because it's going to be continued. And we are supposed to find something here, which is going to be x squared, because if I multiply x with x squared, it gives me an x cubed. So now we're supposed to find what is the value for x squared. So let me just do it here. 6, 3 to the power of 4, ax to the power of 2. I'll put the value of a in the calculator when I'm just doing the final solution. As I told you before, you can write 4 or you could write 2. I'm writing 2. It's just up to you. Any value is perfectly fine. Let me just solve it.
6 C2 was 15. 6 C2. 2 was
540 x squared. 540 x squared. You don't need to write the whole expansion, by the way. You can just write the terms that you need. Now solving it, just write 3 dots, meaning that the expansion is continued. This is not the only values that you found. Now solving it forward, 1 multiplied by this. We won't multiply it by this because we just need x cubed, and the coefficient of x cubed, they're not asking us about everything. Just keep the things short. 160 x cubed minus 2 into 540, 1080 x cubed, if I'm not wrong. Let me just get it. Now we have to do this fraction. 108. 920. Negative 900. Negative 920x. Just add that and write coefficient of x cubed is minus 9. Just the finishing touches. That's all. Now we're on question number 4. The curve. 5 decimal places. Okay. 1 mark question. Find the value of k. Okay. Let me just highlight it so that I can see it. So what are we supposed to do? This is a 1 mark question, a quite easy question, and this is a calculator based question. You don't have to do anything else. So we are given the value of x, which is this, because we write it like this in coordinates. This is x, this is y, and our y is k. But we are given f of x, and f of x is equal to y. So this thing is equal to y. Meaning that if I put this value of x 2.0001 in this equation, I would get my value of k. So let's just go to the calculator. 2x minus. K. Okay, let me write y is equal to 4 decimal places, 5 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just writing this because I feel like it. You can just write k is equal to this because it's a 1 mark question. They just need the answer. Yes, we can just write k is equal to this. Now the next question. The gradients are given for some cards, and the cards are ABs. Okay. Find the card gradient for A up to 4 decimal places. 4 decimal places, 1 mark. Why are the 1 mark questions? Okay, gradient of AE. Okay, so there's a simple way to do it. We have the value of A, we have the value of E in X and Y both. So the gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Simple. Which should be equal to 4.63566 minus 4. 2.1 minus 2. Okay. Gradient of AE is equal to 4.6356. 4.6356. Am I right? Okay. Minus 4 is equal to divided by 2.1 minus 2. Okay. How many decimal places? 4. 6.356. 6.356. Let's check. 6.356. Yes, we are done. Now we're supposed to reduce the value of, what does this mean? This means gradient. Another symbol, there are many symbols. This also means gradient, dy over dx. And this thing also means gradient. Now what are we supposed to do? Using the values in the table. Reduce the values in the table? Well, we can find it using the table, but let's just do it using the calculator. Because it's a 1 mark question, no one's asking us. Okay, so this function in our calculator means gradient. So now just let me write the whole equation. So 2.5. Just right. Using the table, we can deduce that if x is equal, this means x, okay? X is equal to 2, then the value of the gradient, like mean dy over dx, would be 6.5. Using... There's a 1 mark question, guys. You just need to write the explanation. Okay, prove the identity. My favorite questions. These are just free marks. Okay. So we are given this equation. Okay, we have, okay. What can we do? The answer is in cos x. Okay. And we have cos, this thing is sine. Well, there's a famous formula that you all remember and you should remember. Is equal to 1. Simple. Just remember some formulas in trigonometry and you can easily get these free marks. I did not check the answer for the previous question. Just check it. Just suggestion, guys. I just suggested that using the table we can do this. Okay. Let's do this now. Okay, so we are given sine square of x. So we can replace it with, okay, 1, 2, 3. Using the left-hand side. Using left-hand side. 1, 2, 3. 1 minus cos square x minus cos x minus 1 over 1 plus cos x. Okay. Now let's try to simplify. Oh my god, one dead. Now we're moving forward. 1, 2, 3. Taking cos common because we are supposed to simplify it as much as we can. Let's take minus cos common. We're left with cos x plus 1. 1 plus cos x. Okay, this is solved. Cutting 3 and minus cos x. We have proved the equation. Okay, I hope you understand this step where I took the common. It's 3 marks, okay, guys? Now just write hence proved left hand side is equal to right hand side. Now is the next question. Solve the equation that this with this. Okay, this equation is similar to this equation if we go up. Just the problem is denominator, there's extra 2's. Let's just take these 2 common and make it in the previous equation so that we can just replace it with minus cos x. Simple, simple. Sine square x minus cos x minus 1. Taking the common, why can't I draw a straight line? Okay, but whatever. So now this, let me show you which part is same. This part leaving the 2 is same as this part. And we just proved that this is equal to minus cos of x. So just replace this whole part with minus cos of x. Minus cos of x over 2 is equal to 1 over 4. Now, how much space do I have? Okay, I have less space. I need to use it wisely. Okay, cos x is equal to 1 over 2, negative. Like, just moving this here and this here. I know I'm using shortcuts, but it's fine. Now, this part is a little tricky because I see most of students, when they come to this part, they lose marks because they either write one solution only, but sometimes there are more than one solution because they have given us a range, and there's a possibility that we get more than one solution. But if we just go to the calculator and if we do like inverse operation on the cos, minus 1 over 2, we'll just get one answer, and this is in radians. Let's do it in degrees because the condition is in degrees. 120, and they just write 120 degrees, which is totally wrong because there's a possibility we can have two answers within the same range. So how are we supposed to do it? Ignore the negative sign and then take the inverse. X would be equal to, but ignore this sign, it would be 60. So x is equal to 60. But since our operation or function is negative, it lies in which quadrants? 2, quadrant 3. Let me just tell you how. Again, you have to make simple tricks to remember things because you are not a robot or a machine that has a ROM stored inside that can store data permanently. We do not have permanent capacity, so you have to make shortcuts and tricks. So if I draw the x and y plane, this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. This is quadrant 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Now, how can I tell that quadrant 2 and 3 are the ones in which cos is negative? Because there's a trick called add sugar to coffee, which means A, S, T, and C. A means all the functions cos, tan, and sine are positive. S means sine and its derivative, which is cosine. And T means tangent and cotangent are going to be positive in this quadrant, not sine, not cos. Only tan and its derivative, cotangent. And at this quadrant 4 means C, we are going to be having positive values for cosine and secant only. Now, if I see that my cos is negative, meaning that it should lie in this quadrant and this quadrant. So how can we find the value of our theta x in these quadrants? It's quite simple. When it's in quadrant 2, our value of theta would be 180 minus our value of x. And if it's in quadrant 3, it's again simple. It's going to be 180 plus our value of theta. So x is equal to 240 degrees and x is equal to 120 degrees. And both our values are within the range 0 and 360, which is given. You have to make sure that it's within the range. Sometimes it's written 180 instead of 360. So our final answer won't include this value. Okay, so let me just tell you. When it's in this quadrant, x is equal to the value we have found. Let's just say it's x dash. And if in this quadrant, it's going to be 180 minus our x dash. And if it's in this quadrant, it's going to be 180 plus x dash. And if it's in this quadrant, it's going to be 360 minus x dash. Why? Moving from this quadrant to this quadrant. This quadrant is already, this line is 180. Like if I'm moving below, it should be adding. If I'm moving up, it should be subtracting. Simple, simple. But in this quadrant, we are moving 360. This is a 360. Controls. Hmm. But in this quadrant, the same value is going to be staying because it's lesser than 90. It's going to stay here. And if it's in this quadrant, it's going to be 360 minus our value. Because this complete rotation means 360. And if we're going to go below it, we are going to subtract it from minus x. I hope this is clear. If not, let me know. I would make it clear in a separate video. Another graph question? Okay, let's do it. What are they asking? Oh, there's a part A. On this diagram, stretch the inverse mirror line. Okay, the mirror line first, let's draw the mirror line. Mirror line means y is equal to x. The values are same because that's the line on which they usually reflect. Let's draw it. It passes through the region, not usually, it passes through it. My line is not straight, guys. Use a scale when you're drawing this. Now we have to draw the inverse. Now the inverse is a very good question. Inverse means that flipping this thing to the opposite side. It's on this quadrant, opposite it should be here. This thing should be here. And something like this should be. I know my drawing is not perfect, but it's perfectly fine. You'll get marks. They're not asking for us to draw the Mona Lisa, okay? Let's check. Oh, I did not check the answer for the previous one as well. Oh my god, forgetting. 120 and 240, yes. Guys, you will lose marks if you write it in radians because they have given, specifically we have to write in degrees. Now the graph question, the mirror line, 1 mark, yes, and this thing. Okay, we are done. No, we're not. This line is wrong. So when I saw the marking scheme, they're saying that this line should be here near the x-axis. Then not near the y-axis. Oh yeah, it makes sense because when we inverse, we change y to x, which means that if the y-axis was closer for this one, for this one, okay, it makes sense. Okay. Find the expression. Okay, do we have? Yes, we have. This is f of x. Oh, we're given the domain as well. Okay. So y is equal to, this also written, is equal to 2 over x squared plus 4. Okay, then making the x subject, y minus 4 is equal to 2 over x squared. X squared is equal to 2 over y minus 4. X is equal to plus minus square root of 2 over y. Now just writing. This thing is equal to, now it's time to identify the sign. Whether this is going to be a positive or is this going to be a negative? Because we have a plus minus sign. And we have to understand whether it's going to be positive or it's going to be negative. If you don't understand, just write it to plus minus and don't do the step then. But if you can understand whether it's plus and minus, do it. It's good. So if I see the graph here, I know mine is wrong. Let me just fix it. So we see that it is positive here. The y values are positive, the x values are negative because it's written in the domain. So when we inverse it, our y values are positive and negative, and our x values are positive, meaning that whatever answer I get for this operation would be negative. Simple, simple. Oh, this thing is. I think it's clear. Let's check the answer. It's minus. We get 1 mark for writing this completely because this thing just removes 1 mark. Now the next part. Solve the equation. 1 mark? Seriously? Okay. When f of x is 4.5, like meaning we're given the value of y, that means using the calculator. Click square. Now we're getting two values of x minus 2 and plus 2. What do we like? Major question. Let's see. It's f of x, not the inverse. It's f of x. So f of x is saying that the domain of x should always be lesser than 0, meaning that we are going to choose the value of -2 because this value is lesser than 0 on the number line. So x is equal to -2. That's it. -2, that's a finish. Explain why this has no solution. Why does this have no solution, guys? If you see the graph again, they never meet. They never meet. They never intersect. How is then it's not possible for them to have a solution, because to have a solution they should have been meeting at 1 point or more than 1 point, but they're never meeting. So we're going to just write the curves never meet. Hence, they have no solution. Now let's check it. Because f inverse is always negative and f inverse or curves do not intersect. Okay, I got a mark for this as well. Tick. Question number 7. Okay. This question is from probably chapter 7. I don't remember. Oh, sorry, chapter 4? Yeah, chapter 4. I don't remember the name, but it's an easy question. But I see most of the students, when they see this question, they freak out. I don't know why, but this question is quite simple. You just need to understand what is given and what we're supposed to find. So let's see. AOD. AOD, okay, okay. Okay. Now the things that I'm given. This is 10 centimeter, this is 15 centimeter. If AO is a radius, and this thing is my sector, that means OB is also the radius and is 15. So here we have another sector, COD. So if OD is my radius as 10, this means that OC is also 10. Now, their first question is 1 mark. For decimal places, you have to show that the theta, this value, is this. And it is in radians, so you have to remember it's radians or degrees which you're dealing with, so that you can make your calculator in the function you need, okay? So now what are we supposed to, okay, prove theta. So to prove theta, I know this value is pi by 2. If I find the value of the angle BOC, I could easily find the value of this theta because this is a straight line, and straight line means this is pi. So we can, like pi means 180, so we can easily find it. But how do we find this angle? Well, there's a trick again. There's a like a lot of trick in mathematics. Mathematics is a simple subject, guys, if you try to understand it. So, ka, you are. Or some people have curly brown hair through proper brushing is also possible. You can remember it. But I use this one because it's more convenient, okay? This is my 90 degrees. Or pi over 2. Why can't I draw a perfect square? You just forget it. S means assigned. Opposite to the angle I'm finding. This means this is the angle I'm finding. Opposite meaning this side and the hypotenuse this side. No. We have 10 and 15, which is, so not this one. Let's try this one. Cosine. Sine this, okay, cos this angle, the value adjacent to this side. A means adjacent, and adjacent means the side which is has the 90-degree angle on it. This one, 90 degree and theta on it means both these angles are the same line. And hypotenuse. Yes, it's going to be this function because we have both these values. We could use this one and this one, but for that we had to find this value. And I'm in no mood of finding this value and making extra steps long. So let's do it. Angle, it's a 1 mark question. You can just prove it, but angle BOC is equal to, okay, so cos theta is equal to adjacent over 10 over 50. So now let's go shift inverse of 10 divided by 0.8411. Because we need 4 decimal places, let me just round it off to 4 decimal places, 0. Okay, so 0.8411. Now, theta is equal to pi minus pi over 2 minus 0.8411. Theta is equal to, this is simple, is 0.5 pi. Okay. Answer minus 0.5. Shift. Okay, it's negative because like I did not erase the equation, but it's fine. 0.7297. Hence proved. Moving forward. Find the perimeter and the area. 7 marks question. How much space do I have? Okay, I have a lot of space. Let's find the perimeter first. Perimeter. Now, when these questions comes, guys, you need to know what things you need to find the perimeter. Let me raise the axis. To find the perimeter, meaning that if I walk from this point A, cross this figure, and come back to A. So that means I need this side. Let me change my color so it's more visible. I need this side, this value, and this one. So what do we need? We need 4 things. We need the value of the arc AB, arc CD, length BC, and the length of AD, which is already given. So let me write the things I need. Arc AB plus arc. Now, this is the first step. Now let's write the values of each and everything. AD is equal to 10 plus 15, which is equal to 25. Now let's do BC. Well, for BC, if we go up and see the figure, this is the right triangle, this is 15, this is 10, as I've already said you why. We can find BC using the Pythagoras theorem, which is a square plus b squared is equal to 6. Okay, now going to my calculator. Okay. Now we have to find the arcs of BC and arc CD and AB, sorry. To find the arc length, there's a formula. I think it is given in MF19, but I don't remember precisely. So this is the arc length, and I need to find it. And arc length is equal to r into theta, where theta is in radians. Remember, it should be in radians, not degrees, radians. So I have the theta here, which is 0.7297. If I multiply by 15, I'll get my answer. So let me just write it. I'll do the calculation later. 15 into 0.7297 is something. And similarly for arc CD, pi over 2 is my angle and 10 is my value, should be equal to 5 pi. How? Let me show you. This is pi over 2 because it's 90. This 10 arc length is equal to radius into the value of the angle. And that's it. So let me do the final multiplication. 0.7297 multiplied by 15. 10.945. 10.94, okay. 10.945. Though the answer is in three significant figures, I am not rounding off my values right now because there's a chance that I might get a less accurate answer. Oh no, I mean less precise answer. Yeah, less precise. So now just write perimeter is equal to 25 plus 5 squared 5 plus 5 pi plus 10.9455. Perimeter is equal to, let's just do it. And plus, right? Wait a minute. The answer is 62.8, and that's the answer. 25. Okay, 62.8 centimeters. Answer checking. No, let me check it after I find the perimeter as well. Okay, after I find the area. Perimeter is done. I have a lot of space for area. Now, this is a very good question. How do we find the area and what do we need? Requirements, again, first requirements. To find the area of this whole figure, we need to find the area of this sector, and this triangle. Now let's go. Let me just write the requirements. Sector AOP plus triangle VOC. Now we have a lot of space, so we can do it separately. Sector AOP. Well, the area of a sector, we have a formula which is 1 over 2 r squared theta, where theta is in radians. I'm repeating that theta should be in radians again and again. So 1 over 2, this is 15 square into 0.7297. I'll do the calculations later words. Sector COT, 1 over 2 square into pi over 2. Now the last triangle area. Well, triangle is a right angle triangle, so we could do 1 over 2 base into height, where our base was, what was the base? It was 5 squared. Okay, 5 squared. Let me just write the formula first. 1 over 2 is, let me just do these calculations now really quickly. Okay, so we are done. Now just the final touches. Area is equal to 25 pi plus 25 square root of 5 plus 82.091. 217, because we are going to round it off to 3 decimal places. So no 3 decimal places, 3 significant digits, I think so. Yeah, 3 significant digits. Let me just highlight the answer. So for 3 significant digits, it's going to be area is equal to 217 centimeters squared. Now let's check. This was proved. 62.8. 4 marks were for the perimeter and 3 marks were for the area. 217. Done. Next question. 8. Few questions are left now. The first 3 terms of the arithmetic the 10th term. Well, in the arithmetic progression, we have a famous understanding that the difference between the two terms, like the difference between two, I don't know, should we say consecutive or what do we say that? Like the first and the second term is same. The like difference between adjacent terms are same probably, yeah, like something like that, okay? This is a common difference. It's common. So meaning that if I do 4p minus 1 minus 25, it should be equal to 13 minus p minus. Because the common difference is same 4 marks question. Simplification 4p minus 26 is equal to 13 minus 5 plus 1 plus 1. Let's just skip the shortcuts and do it correctly. Taking the similar terms to one side, 9p equal to 0, 40. So the value of p is equal to 40 over 9. So this value looks a little odd, but let's just keep going. Now we have the value of p. But we're supposed to find the 10th term. We're not supposed to find the value of p. To find the 10th term, guys, in arithmetic progression, the nth term, like any term, is found. An is equal to a1, which is the first term, plus n minus 1 into the value of d. So if I'm finding a 10, which means 25 plus 9d, but we do not know what is d. We can find d because d was equal to 25 minus, no, 4p minus 1 minus 1. 4p minus 1 minus 1. Putting the value of p in here, d is equal to, okay, let's just go there. Minus 26. Minus 74 over 9. Okay. Quite an odd value here again. For d, it's a negative. Okay. Let's just trust the process. Why does my a look like a 9? Better. 25 plus 9 into minus 74 over 9. Though this value of d looks quite suspicious to me, let's just trust the process. 25 minus 74. A10 is equal to minus 9. Let's check if it is right or if it is wrong. It is minus 49. I'm proud of myself right now. Good. Next question. It's a part B. I hate part B's. Why can't there be only one part? Okay, so the first 3 terms of the geometric progression is this. Okay, sum of infinity. Oh my god. 4 marks. Can't you make it 8 marks? Okay. Similarly, geometric progression, like in arithmetic progression, we have a common ratio, which is the same for adjacent terms. I don't know what they say, okay? I don't remember the term they call. Like this one and this one. Like if I divide this one with this one, I'll get the same value. Okay, which means R. R is the common ratio. It is denoted by R. So the meaning that A2 over A1 is equal to R and A3 over A2 is also equal to R. Now there's a condition that Q is positive, okay? Read the questions carefully. Not like me. I don't read the questions carefully. Cross multiplication 13 into 25. What is it? 13 into 25? 13 into 25. 325. Okay, 325 minus 25Q and 4Q minus 1, which means 4Q minus 1 whole square, which is going to be making into 16 square plus 1 minus 8Q. Guys, I'm using shortcuts. I hope you understand what I'm doing here. Taking all the terms to one side, so 16 plus 3 minus 8 plus 25. What is it equal to? I don't know. 25 minus 8. I think it's equal to 17. Okay, this is forget it. Minus 17Q minus 324 is equal to 0. Now, guys, again, just forget it. We are going to use calculator. I hope they don't deduct marks for using a calculator here. Just write using, though I'm going to use my calculator, but just write using quadratic formula, though I'm not going to use the quadratic formula, just write it. Because I don't want to lose marks. A is equal to 16, B is equal to minus 17, and C is equal to minus 324. And X is equal to minus B plus minus squared B squared minus 4AC. Why can't I draw a straight line? Okay, this is a straight line. 2AC. Now just we're going to write the solution. We are not going to write the values. Simple shortcuts. Now, we have 16 x squared minus 324 minus 14. Okay. So we have two values. 81 over 16. Suspicious value. Let's try the process again. Minus 4 and 81 over 6. Here x is actually q. So we're going to ignore this value. We're just going to take the positive value. So q is equal to 81 over 16, meaning that my value of r should be equal to r is equal to 4q minus 1 over 25. So my r is equal to, calculator again, 81 over 16 into 4. I know it is going to be 81 into 4 over 4. Just, and then minus 1. And answer should be divided by. I think I am doing something. The answer is not divided by 3. It's divided by 25. Okay. 0.77. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Let's check the steps. 16 square. Let me start. 16 square plus 1. This both gets negative. Okay. This is positive. Oh my god, why do I make stupid mistakes? This is positive. Mean that this one would then be negative and then this one be positive. Oh my god, then keep going. Why did I make this mistake? This is 4. Okay. Now 4 into 4 is 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. 15 over 25 is 2 over... No, 3 over 5. Strong mathematical skills. Let's just check it. 4 into 4 minus 1 divided by 25. Leave it 3 over 5. Yes, it's 3 over 5. Okay. So now what are we supposed to do? Yes, sum of infinity. I left drawing the infinity sign. Formula. You have to remember formulas, guys. 1 minus S infinity. So 25 divided by 1 minus 0.6. 0.6, 0.5, 0.6. I'm not writing. Yeah, now 25. Okay. Should I write it in fraction or should I write it in points? Equal to 125 over what? over 2 or 62 points. Let's write both. Are we done? Yeah, we're done checking the answer. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. We're done. It is 1 over 2. Okay. Next question. Oh my god. Ah, this is going to be integration. I don't want to do integration. I don't want to. We have to find the volume. Oh my god. I am so good. Okay, we have this value. Okay, I don't want to do this. This is a 6 mark question. Oh my god. I don't want to. Volume is equal to pi into this into y square because we are rotating it in the x-axis. I don't want to do this question because one stupid mistake can lead to me losing 6 marks. But this is why here. Why are they giving this as a stupid looking graph? Okay. There is going to be a problem with this graph. So do we have part B? Don't be a part B. Yes, we don't have a part B. Thank you. We don't have a part B. Now we're going to just replace this value here. Need to be pi integration 1 over 5x minus 4 raised to the power of 1 over 3 bracket plus square into d of x. Now we're going to simplify it. Now we are going to integrate it. And guys, we have the upper bound and the lower bounds, both of them here, because the value of x here is 1. We have the upper bound and the lower bound. Okay. Now solving it. Okay, integration time. So let me just use it the way I do it. It's simple because we have two terms and we usually have to do something with this value as well here. Why would I do that? Okay, so now let's do it. Let's consider that my u, okay, let's just not use u because my x and u are similar. So let's just take in the variable h. Okay, my h is equal to 5x minus, okay. So if I integrate just my h, it's going to be equal to into dx. Okay, I think you understand what I just did, okay? Because let. This is more simpler, I think so, but it's a little lengthy and you need to understand it, but I think it's easier to understand this one. Now we can replace d of x. How can we replace d of x? So if I do d of x over d of h, no, it's d of h over d of x. Like if you remember, we do y is equal to something, like this is this, then we do dy over dx. I know you know this one. Then that means if I do this thing similarly here, it's going to be dh over dx. It's going to be equal to 5 only. That means my value of dx is this. Taking this here, 5 comes down. Okay, so replacing this with h as well, because if I replace it with h, it's going to be simpler for me to understand what's happening here. Into dh. Now we can simply solve it using integration. I know lots of people hate calculus, integration, and differentiation. But guys, once you understand it, it's quite fun. You have a lot of space to do this. Now you have to, if you're doing this way, you have to let, and you have to write everything that I just erased here. But I'm just erasing it because I want to. Okay. So now we can integrate it. Pi h raised to the power 2 plus 3, 2 plus, wait, it's negative, negative, negative. Don't forget the sign. Okay, minus 2 over 3 plus 1. Let me just go to the calculator. Whatever. Okay, so h is equal to 1 over 3. Be divided with this power as well. So it's going to be something like this. And this is going to be. Now we can just put the value of h. I just hope I'm doing this right. Now we can use the upper bound and lower bound to find the volume. Okay, let me just tell you one thing here, guys. This is not the overall volume. This is the volume of the graph. Because like if I rotate this whole thing, there's going to be a cylinder here. And that cylinder is also going to be the part of the volume. So, like, this is a mental model. You have to like go in your mind, try to rotate this thing, and you'll see there's a forming a cylinder. And the cylinder is going to be the part of the volume, so we have to remove it. So we're going to do that later, but right now just do this. Now, you're going to put the upper bounds and the lower bounds on this thing. You could put pi inside or pi outside, but I'm going to keep it outside because I don't need it right now. Now, meaning when you're using the upper bound and lower bound, it just means that you put this value at x, this value at x, and subtract them together. Going to the calculator. So the final answer is 0.6, 0.6 pi. But this is not the final answer, guys. We need to still find the area of the volume generated. Volume of cylinder. Or whatever you can write. Volume of extra region, something like that. So it's going to be something pi into this 1 square. We still have the regions, okay? So it's going to be pi into 1, 2.4, and 1. Y1. What is the value of my y region at this point? Can you tell me, guys? It is 1. And what do we use when you're finding the volume when it's rotated on the x-axis? We use the value of y. And what is the value of my y here? It is 1. That is why we're writing 1 here. Let's solve this now. 2.4 minus 1. 1.4. So it's equal to 1.4. Final answer. The final answer would be, because the volume of the extra region we have integrated y here, what would it be? So if I found the area of this whole region, rotating it, and this region. Meaning I have to subtract to find the area of this region. Yes, I think I need to subtract. 1 point is equal to 1.4 pi minus 0.6 pi, which is equal to 0.8 pi. I think that's the answer. Let's just check. Where is question number 9? Okay, this is question number 9. 4 over 5 pi. What is 4 over 5? Okay, 0.8. Thank you. I did it right. Let me just put a tick and a star. I'm proud of myself. And a smiley face. Okay, moving forward. Question number 10. An equation of a circle. I don't want to do this question. I hate circles. Okay, now where were we? So equation of the circle, a line is given that passes through these points and is seen into the circle. Oh, so many things we have to find and so many things we have to do. Okay, let's just do one thing first. Let's sit straight. Okay, now let's start. The equation of the circle. No. Okay, let's just try to draw a diagram here. What they're saying. This is my circle. Let's say small circle. There's a line with the equation that passes through point. It passes through point, and this is my line, which is 0, comma minus 9. Okay, what are we supposed to do? This makes legit no sense until now. What is the center of the circle? Well, if I look at the equation, the center of the circle is 3, comma 0. Because it's negative, so negative means it's positive. This is just mathematics, guys. Try to remember. This is 3, comma 0. We need to find the value of m for each value. Find the coordinates. Wait a minute. The coordinates of the tangents. Okay. Now this is more confusing. The point is somewhere here. So let me see. Let's just try to do it simply. Okay. Okay. So if y is equal to mx plus c, this is my equation. We are given that 0, comma minus 9. It does pass through this point. And it's somewhere here. So let's just try to put it. This is x, means this thing holding 0. Y is minus 9, which is going to be equal to c. So y is equal to mx minus 9. We're getting close now. If I'm able to find any other value. Okay, this is one thing that I found. Y is equal to mx minus 9. This I found by putting the values of 0 and 9 in it. So y is equal to y is equal to mx minus 9. This is my one equation that I found. Two possible values of m. Okay. Now they're saying that this thing is tangent to the circle. Meaning that if I solve this equation, if I put this y in this equation, I would only get one solution for x because it's a tangent. So let's put it in there. X minus 3 square plus mx minus 9 square is equal to 18. It's going to be so long. Do I have enough space to solve this question? Yeah, I have enough space to solve this question. I think we still have maybe 2 or 1 question left to do. Okay, x squared plus 9 minus 6x plus m squared x squared plus 81 minus 18x minus 18 equals 0. Simplification time. X, let me just use a different color now. Taking the x squared is common, x common, so 1 plus m squared is left here, plus or negative. It's going to be a negative. Minus 18 and minus 6 is what? Minus 18 and minus 6. Minus 18. So if it is 24, minus 24. Yeah, it's minus 24. X. So this thing is also done. Now we have 18, 1. Okay, 81, 9, and minus 18. So if I solve this, it's left with minus 9, minus 9, 81. It's probably 79. Let me just confirm. It's 72. I was close. I was close. Close. Plus 72. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Let me tell you where I made a mistake. I made a mistake here. It should have been 18 mx, not just x. Mx. Okay? So now we have to take x common. Let's do it again. Minus, they can't be solved. So just taking minus x common, left with 6 plus 18m plus. Now we are going to use something called brain. And we know that it is tangent, meaning that it should have only one solution, and meaning that this quadratic equation should have one solution, meaning that b squared minus 4ac should be equal to 0. And this is my b, this is my a, and this is my c. Let's solve it. 6 plus 18. So much big, I don't want to do it today. Six squared is equal to 36 plus, what is 18 squared? Why am I dealing with such big values? 324. 324 m squared. Oh my god. This is so big. 68 into 2. 216 m minus 72 into 4. 288. This thing looks fishy to me, but let's trust the process. Simplification. This thing subtracts with this thing. What do I get? 324 minus 288. 36. 36 m squared plus 216 minus 288 plus 36. 288 plus 36 minus 288. Okay, let's do minus 252 is equal to 0. Let's see if there's something common. Guys, give me a minute. The azan is going on. I am back, and where were we? Oh yeah, we were doing this. Now what we're supposed to do, let's see if there's something common. We can take it over by. Oh yeah, there's an M here. Let's see if there's something common we can take with 36. So let's divide 252 with 36. Does it divide? Oh my god. 252, I think it is divisible. Oh, it is divisible. And it's 216. I think 216 is definitely divisible. It is by 6. Okay, great. M squared plus 6m minus 7 is equal to 0. Well, now it's simple factorization. Minus m is equal to 0. M common, m plus 7. Minus 1 common, m plus 7. This is factorization, guys, that I'm doing. And this one was splitting the middle term. And m plus 7. 0. Why does my 0 look like 6? Okay. So now m minus 1 is equal to 0. My m is equal to 1. And similarly, my m plus 7 is equal to 0. my m is equal to -7. Now I need to highlight this because they did ask for these values. But we are not done, guys. We still have to find the value of the tangent. And how we do it? How do we do it? That's the major question. Well. It's simple and simple. We're gonna using this equation and put the value of m. So let me just write it again. Don't want to do this question. Yet here I am writing each and every equation. So now what exactly are we gonna do? So now let me see the question first. Let me see the question. We have to find the possible values of m which are done. For each value of m, we need to find the coordinates at the point which the tangent touches the circle. So, nice question now again. So actually, we are going to be equating this side with this side again. But actually, I have made the equation already during the equation. So I don't think I would be doing that again. Because only a stupid person would be doing that again. Because though I have space, but I don't have the mental capacity to do that. Okay, let's just put the values of m. I want to go with if m is equal to 1. Which means if my gradient was 1, actually, m is the gradient. So x squared minus 18 plus minus 24x plus 72 is equal to 0. If we solve this quadratic equation using the calculator, yeah, we have to write the steps. Oh my god. Okay, so let's see if there's a factorization we can do with 72 using my brain or probably a calculator. Are there factors for 72? Okay, let's see. If we multiply 8 with 9, but if we add them, no. If we multiply 24, 24. Give me a minute. Because I probably think I've made a stupid mistake. Let me just go out. Okay. This does not factorize. It should be factorized to get an answer. It's giving a long answer. Why am I so stupid? This is going to be 2x squared. Now we can simplify it with 2. 36 oh, I get it. Now it's simple. So my x is equal to 6. When my x is equal to 6, we can find the value of y. Then y is equal to what? So y is equal to mx minus 9. And we know the value of m is 1. So this 6 minus 9, y is equal to minus 3. So minus 3. Chords are 6 comma minus 3. Let me just highlight them a little bit. Pop them out. Now, do we have a lot of space still? Yeah, we do have a lot of space. Let m is equal to minus 7. Is it minus 7 or positive 7? Going up. Minus 7. Now let's put this value. X squared into 1 plus minus 7 squared is equal to 49. Minus x into 6 plus 18 into minus 7 plus 72. I hate this question. Why would they give such a long question? After all, it's worth 8 marks. Minus 7 and plus 6 minus 120, guys. Inside it's minus 120, but we go to minus plus 120. X. It was 72. It is equal to 72 now. It's equal to 72. Is it equal to 72? Let's just trust. I don't want to trust the process. I'm done. It's divided by 2. Did I do something wrong somewhere again? By any chance? The answer is no, I have not did anything wrong. Then why do I feel that I have done something wrong? Should we just trust the process again because I am in no mood? Okay. For this, I am in the mode of using quadratic equation. I do not have the capacity to do factorization. So using, okay, quadratic formula, sorry, I meant quadratic formula. A is equal to 25, B is equal to 60, and C is equal to 36. My X is equal to minus B plus minus square root of B square minus 4AC divided by, why can't I draw straight line? Just forget it. 2AC. Not 2AC, it's just 2A. 2AC? 2A. It is 2A. Okay, let's just continue. My bad, guys. It's 2A only. I think I did this mistake somewhere above as well. Where did I make a mistake? Yeah, here. It's 2A only. So where were we? So X is equal to calculator. Minus 6 over 5. So if X is equal to minus 6 over 5, then my Y is equal to minus 7 minus 6 over 5 minus 9. Why something is positive or probably negative, I do not know. Minus, thank you, minus 6 over 5 into minus 7. Answer should be subtracted by minus 7. Minus 3 over 5. Y is equal to minus 3 over 5. The coordinates are chords. They're equal to minus 6 over 5. Oh, minus. Please be correct. I am in no mood of doing this question again because I don't like this question. Minus 6 minus 0, 5, 6 minus 3, and okay, let's just use a red pen because there's a high chance I did this wrong. Where's M? Oh, this is question 10. M is 1. Oh my god. Let's just put a tick, put a tick. Going forward. The correct answers. X is equal to 6 comma minus 3 minus, okay. This is right. So it is last question probably. Let's do this. So we are again given a graph and a set of values for f of x is greater than x. We have a graph. Okay, we have a graph. 5 marks. There's a part B. There is a part C. Okay, last question. 8 marks, 5 marks. For f of x is decreasing. Okay, for f of x is decreasing, that means that dy over dx should be lesser than 0. So this is a simple question. We just need to find the derivative. Now let's find the derivative. So f of x, let me just bring the x variables above. 4 into x minus 3 into x minus 1 plus 2. And x is not equal to 0. So dy over dx is equal to 4x minus 3x minus 2. Power is subtracted. Yeah, power is subtracted. So it's going to be. Why am I so stupid? X minus 3 minus 1 over minus 3. Yes. Minus 3 minus x over minus 1. What am I doing? We're supposed to find the. My brain is lagging. Let's just do it again. I want to change the color. 4 into x minus 3 minus 1 multiplied by the power, which is minus 3. Minus 3x minus 1 into minus 1 plus 2. So x to the power is 0, so the constants have no derivative. Let's just forget it. Going forward. Actually, my brain was lagging and I was starting to do integration, but we are not doing integration, we are doing differentiation. Now we have derivative. So dy over dx is equal to minus 12 over x about 4. Why does my x also look like 4? X is about 4 plus 3 plus 3x. How much space do I have? I don't have space. Why am I wasting it then? This should be less than 0. So let me just write minus 12 over x squared plus 3 over x squared should be less than 0. So let's just multiply it with x for both values. No, let's multiply with x2 and x4. Multiply with x for both values, both sides. On both sides, what are we left with? We are left with minus 12 plus 3x squared should be less than 0. So now solving it, taking 3 common, we are left with x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. We are left with x squared minus should be lesser than 4. X should be lesser than plus minus 2. Now this is a point we have to understand. What should be x? Should it be plus 2, minus 2, and how we are supposed to arrange this sign? So we can just remove this sign from here and just write is equal to till now. So x is equal to plus minus 2. Now we have to understand it's plus or negative. So if we draw the curve, so this thing, a, is a. It's greater than 0. So our function is something like a U shape or a smiley face. So if I put a positive 2 here and a negative 2 here, we are supposed to find the values that are lesser than 0. So less than 0 means this part of the curve. How are we supposed to understand which part of the curve? Let's draw the curve. Okay, it's not a perfect U shape, but try to understand, guys. Let's say this is my beautiful number line. So they're saying that my value of x in this part should be less than 0. Whatever values I get for y should be lesser than 0. For this, the bottom part is included. That means the value should be lesser than 2, greater than minus 2. So we're going to write, so x should be lesser than 2, greater than minus 2, and x is not equal to 0. Because this was the condition that was given already. So we have to write this and x, because if we don't write x is equal to, x should not be equal to 0, that means in this range, there is a 0 and it is going to be included. So totally wrong. Now let's see the answer. Yeah, look, allow and we have to show the derivatives. So I think we are done. We are done. Okay, let's go forward. The last question is 8 marks. Let's read. A triangle bound by the y-axis, the normal of the curve at the point x is equal to 1, and the tangent of the curve at... Oh my god, what are they asking? Okay, I heard this question already. So I've not started in this. Try to understand. The normal to the curve at x is equal to 1. Let's try to understand from the diagram, okay? So it is decreasing from 2. Let's just say this is somewhere around 1. Normal means something like this. Now the tangent to the curve when x is equal to -1, somewhere here, probably. And the y-axis. This is a rough diagram. There's a high chance it might be wrong. Like this? Something? It's probably something like this. And these 2 points, they do meet at some specific place, but I don't know where. Let me see this point. Hmm. Okay, I need to find the values. But we are going to find the area of this triangle. And we need a lot of values. We need this equation. For the normal, we need the equation. We need the equation for this tangent. And then we have to also bound it with the y-axis. Oh my god, this question is so tricky. Let's just take it one step at a time because I do not understand this question. So we are supposed to find a normal of the curve when x is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 1, we are supposed to find the normal. To find the normal, x is equal to 1. We don't know the value of y. We don't know anything. Let's go to the curve. Can we find the gradient? Yes, we can. So let's find the gradient. We have the equation here for the gradient. I know this is quite messy. Okay, so putting the value of 1 here, what are we left with? -1, -12 plus 3. 9, -9. So my value of gradient is -9. Now we can solve it. Y minus y1 is equal to... This is another formula. Let me just find y till then -9 and x. What is the value of y? My x is 1. Let's just put this value of x in this equation. Okay. So if I put x is 1, you're getting 4 minus 3 plus 2. 1 plus 2, 3. We're just left with 3. Okay, so it is 3. This thing is 3. Okay, this thing is 3. Y minus 3 minus 9x should be equal to plus 9. Yx 9 minus 3, 12. We get one equation. I think so. We are done with one equation. Equation for the normal? No, this is not the equation for the normal. Oh my god, how could I be this stupid? The gradient, this was found because when we use dy over dx, the gradient was found for the tangent. For the normal, it's gonna be 1 over 9. How could I be this stupid? Okay, let's just leave it. -27 is equal to x minus 1. 9y minus x is equal to 26. This is my equation for the normal. 9y minus x is equal to 26. Now let's just go up. We are done with finding this equation. So So now we are left with x plus 1 and y value was 3. X plus 1. Isn't my over 2 here? This somewhere here? I'm getting 1, so that means this is minus 2. This one is minus 2. And probably minus 1 is somewhere here. High chances, but I don't know. Let's see. This is probably my minus 2. Leaving this. Now you're supposed to find the equation for the tangent. When x is minus 1. If x is equal to minus 1, and if I put it here, we get the value of minus 12 plus 3 again, which should be equal to minus 9 again. So we are going to y minus, okay, equation of normal. So we were here. Now, equation of tangent. I don't like this question at all. We have x is equal to minus 1, gradient as minus 9. We don't have the value of y, but we can find it from the equation. So if I put it here, this thing, what do we get? 4 divided by minus 1 minus 3 into minus 1 plus 2. Minus 4 plus 3 plus 2. 1? No, we have positive 1. Y is equal to 1. So if y is equal to 1, that means somewhere here. Probably. So if I put tangent here, I'll use it later. Let's do it later. So we're so it's probably 1. So y minus 1 should be equal to minus 9 into x minus 1. Y minus 1 is equal to minus 9x plus 9. Y plus 9x is equal to 10. It was plus 1. Wait a minute. I think I'm doing something wrong again. 4 divided by minus 1 minus 2 over minus 1 plus 2. Okay. I made a mistake again. Okay. Just forget this is plus. How plus? Let me show you. My pen is not working. Minus minus 1. Why do I skip steps? I know I make stupid mistakes. So this is a minus. 5. Y minus y minus 1 is equal to minus 9x minus 9. So y plus 9x equal to minus 8. So now we do have two equations. Okay. Y. Okay. Y plus 9x is equal to minus 8. Equation of tangent. So there is a triangle that is bound by the normal, the tangent of the curve. Now we need to understand and draw a diagram to help us. So let's say this is my tangent at the orange line. My tangent at -1, let's say. Now we take yellow color. Let's take yellow color. We're drawing the normal at this point. Let's say the normal goes somewhere like this. Okay. And then we have a condition that it is bound by the triangle that is being made It does have a this thing line here. And let me just draw one more. This thing should look like a triangle. I have to make it look like a triangle. Still, okay. Let's just say that they meet here. And now it does look like a triangle. So that means this triangle. Colored black. Why would I do that? Seriously. Give me a minute to redo this. Pause, but I think there is a mistake. Because this triangle is not making a triangle. This, wait a minute. How? Oh, this is one. Okay, this is one. There's a value for x, which I think we did drive as 3. 3. There was -1 and a 1. This value is somewhere here, definitely. So now let's try to join it and make it a triangle. This line is going to go. This line, let's just see this somewhere. This line is going to go like this. This line is going to like this. Oh, we made a triangle. There's a triangle I can see, you can see. So this is my normal. This is my triangle. And we have to find this triangle's area. I don't know how we're supposed to do that, but yeah, we have to. Find the area we need. We need this point, and definitely this point. Okay, so 2 points are easy to get. This point is very easy to get, and so is this one. Because this is the normal. When is the normal? What is the value for y when x is 0 and the normal? When x is 0, my y is equal to 26/9. So this point I have found. Let's just erase this extra points we don't need. Because less confusion, there's a high chances of getting less confusion. So where were we? So this point here is when my x is 0, my y is equal to 26/9. Now we are left with finding 2 more points. We're supposed to find these 2 points. So this is from the tangent. Let's go to the equation of the tangent. This was the equation of the tangent here. When my y was 0, x was 0, my y value is -8. Going up. So the last point I have to find is when these both lines meet. Oh my god, I do not want to do this. Okay, let's do. This is the normal, this is the tangent. They meet and there's a point. Simple. We need to find that point. And I don't want to. Do you have... This is such a long question. I do not like doing long questions. Let's just put the value of y from here to here. So 9 into -8 minus 9x minus x will go to 26. Yes, yes. Solving it, -81x minus 72 minus x minus 26 equal to 0 minus 982 x minus 898 is equal to 0. X is equal to 98/82. Am I right or am I wrong? Oh, why does this look so bad? Minus 9 minus 98/82. Please kindly use calculator to simplify it. What do we get? What do we get? 98 divided by 82. 49 over minus 49/49. Running up, running down. So minus 49 over 41, comma. There's something here for the value of y. You can put it in this equation or this equation. Let's just go downstairs first. Let me go down. Okay, so I want to put the value of x here. Let's do it. 26 minus plus minus 49 over 41. So what are we supposed to do after that? Divided by. Answer divided by 113. I don't like this answer. I think there is something wrong. Give me a minute. Let me do it physically on my calculator. I'll put it in this equation now. 9 into minus 49 over 41 bracket close is equal to this. This is minus 8 minus 8 minus answer. I do get the same answer using this on the physical calculator, but let's carry on. So to find the area of this stupid triangle, I do not want to. Let's just carry on. We need to find the length. Oh, is this a right triangle by every chance or by any chance? I do not know, and I am not in the mood of finding it out. Let's just forget it. We'll find this length, and this length. Okay, simple. Let's find it. Length. So we know how to find the distance. There's a beautiful formula again, known as this x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So we both have zeros. We're going to then subtract these values. 26 over 9 plus 8. Answers, so this is just the answers 98.98 over 9. So this length, is found. Let's just reduce the mess here now. So we have found one length is 98 over 9. Length 1. We could later on define which is the hypotenuse and everything. But let's just find the length first. One length, let's find the other one. Now we're supposed to find the length between these two things and these two things. So again, is confirmed. Okay, 49, 1.22. Should I just write it like this, 1.2? I'm just going to write it 1 point. This is 1.2. This is 98 over 9 was, let me just use it up. 10.89. This is the largest length till now. Let's find this one now. Instead of 113, we're going to write plus 8. 10.82. Nice. 10.82. So I think this is the hypotenuse and this is this base and height. Let's see if this is a Pythagoras theorem first. If it is, then we could use the base into height formula. But there's also another formula known as Hero's formula. We could use that if it's not a right triangle. But let's just stick if it is a right triangle. 1.2, 10.82, and 10.889, 3 lengths. So this is the largest length. So a square plus b square should be equal to c square according to Pythagoras theorem. So 10.889 square square. Let's do it then. 10.82 square plus 1.2 square is 118.5. So this upside is equal to 118.5. Let's do the other side now. 108.57. These are approximately near. But I think it was 5.4 something. I don't remember precisely. Approximately inverse. So right triangle. Now we can solve this. Area of triangle is equal to 1 over 2. My base into my height is equal to 1 over 2 into 1.2 into 10.82, which would be equal to 1.2 into 10.82 into 0.9. 6.49. 6.492. There was a condition about some decimal places or something above. Three significant figures. Let's just write it as 6.49. That's it. Units square. Answer 65149. Okay. Actually, ours is very, very near to this answer. 6.49 and 6.51. They're very near. The problem is that I rounded off this value 1.2. That's why I'm getting 6.49. And the answer here is 6.51. So my value is very, very near. So there's no problem. There's no problem. We did it right. I'm trying to understand what they did. And this marking scheme, give me a minute. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, this thing makes sense. We did it right, guys. This is correct because my answer is very approximately near to this thing. So I think I would get marks for this thing. So we are done. This was it for the paper of May, June 2024. We are done. Thankfully, I hope so you understood this paper. I would be back with another paper next time. Till then, bye-bye.